Hey guys, somebody's gun here. Today we're joined by FrayFN and an awesome interview where we get to learn more about the player and the person himself, Fray. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So just to start off, thank you for joining me. I'm somebody's gun. Give us a brief overview of who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, so my name is Fray. My real name is Christian, and I'm 18 years old. I was originally born in Germany, but I moved around a lot with my family. Uh, I've lived in New York and Peru and also in Venezuela, and right now I live in Germany again.
Wow, that's quite the journey.
Yeah.
When did you first start getting into video games?
So I got a laptop, or I used to play on my parents' laptop, I think when I was around 9 maybe, and I just played like online like websites that had mini games. And then I also used to play on, I think we got a Wii for Christmas when I was young. I played that, but I never really took video games seriously until I was around like 12 maybe, when I got a laptop and I started playing CS competitive, or not really competitively, but I just tried to get to high level in CS:GO when I was around 12, and then I played League of Legends and got to like Diamond 2, so I was pretty good at that. And then I went to PUBG, and then Fortnite came out after that, and I just love Fortnite, so I try to be as good as I can in Fortnite.
Okay, so you've always kind of had aspirations to be a competitor within games. Is there ever a point where you're like, hey, I can become a pro gamer? That's what I want to strive for?
Yeah, so at Fortnite, I knew I had potential when I was improving a lot faster than like all my friends that originally got me into it. Um, But at first, for the first few months, I was just playing because I thought it was super fun. Like there was not really money on the line or anything, so I was just trying to play and get better at it because I'm a really competitive person. So I just want to be the best I possibly can and get better at my than my opponents. But then when tournaments started getting announced and like during when World Cup was getting announced and everything like during that time period, I knew I wanted to compete and try to win tournaments and try to make money off of the game. And when World Cup was announced, I was living in Peru, and I was also playing. I was playing on 100 ping for like the first 1.5 years that I played the game,
Wow.
and then yeah, and then my parents gave me the chance to fly out to the U.S. and stay at a friend's house during World Cup time, so that was awesome. Um, and then yeah, now I'm in Germany and I have a good ping. Originally, I went here to study, but right now I'm taking a break from college to pursue Fortnite and content.
That's cool, man. And when did you start playing Fortnite when it first was released?
Yeah, so I played for a little bit when it first got released, when I saw like big streamers playing it. But at the very start of it, I didn't really like it that much, and I went back to PUBG. But maybe like in season 2 or in season 3, around there, all my friends started playing it, and then I started playing it a lot again, and I enjoyed it a lot more than in the beginning. And then I pretty much grinded it every day since then.
Damn, it's been a long grind for you then.
Yeah.
And you kind of touched on this, but what made you want to compete? Was it the World Cup? Was there some kind of additional factors? Uh, what drove you to want to be a competitor?
Yeah, so I always wanted to be a competitor even before World Cup. I think just the feeling of improving and winning games, and the feeling that you're getting better and that you're outplaying your opponents. I think that is the feeling that I was striving for and what made me love competitive. And then obviously like huge tournaments like World Cup give you an even bigger drive to get out there, grind, put in the time, and then eventually you want to be a person like Buga who wins $3 million in one tournament and is just a super hard grinder and deserves it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And is there anything you wish you knew before you got into competing? Is there anything you would share or tell someone if they were just getting into comp Fortnite now?
I think the biggest thing is if you're getting it now, that you can't have excuses, man. You just have to try to learn from every single mistake you make, and it's not just about how much time you put in. Like, yeah, there's people that put in 12 hours every day, but a very important thing is also in how you use the time that you put in, and that you learn, like I said, that you learn from every mistake, and that you surround yourself with the right people that have the same goal as you have. And then, yeah, I mean, even if you start now, I think you can still be a really good player if you put in the time.
Can respect that. Do you have a certain kind of training regimen that you do every day? Is it a routine every day, or does it vary depending on how you're feeling?
Yeah, so I try to have a routine that I stick to. I wake up and I play Kovacs aim training just to get my aim warmed up. And I think if you're consistent and if you play that really, you play that every day, your aim is gonna improve a lot. So I like doing that, and then I hop on the game after like an hour, and just free build for a bit and get my edits going, get my builds flowing, and then I do some 1v1s against friends and other pro players, and then I play whatever tournaments there are or just scrims against other pros, and then after that I do a bit of VOD reviews some days, not every day. Try to look at mistakes in my gameplay, and then also look at other pros and see what they are doing and what I can take from that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. So you seem to have been able to take an unnamed location and turn it into Fray Island. Is that your favorite drop spot in the map?
Yeah, that's still my favorite job spot. I love it. I've been landing there for so long that like I kind of know the ins and outs and when to rotate and when other people might rotate onto me, and I know how to fight in it. I never expected it to turn into like Fray Island and everybody calling it Fray Island, but it's awesome that that happened.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That you're remembered within the game on the map.
Yeah.
So let's kind of shift gears here, talk a little bit about FNCS. So you played with Flick, and how'd you guys come together at the beginning of this?
Yeah, so I knew who he was for a while just because we were in the pro community and we played scrims against each other. But then I saw him tweet that he was looking for a duo, and then I just messaged him probably like a month and a half or something like that before FNCS, uh, and asked him if he wants to try out, and he said yeah, and then we started playing together and we played really well. So we just decided to stick together and try to improve.
All right. And give me your overall thoughts on Duo FNCS from your own particular gameplay, just and then on a wider scale, how the whole tournament turned out.
Yeah, so for my own gameplay, I felt like that was improving every week, and it was fun to have that, have a tournament that you're grinding for. And I'm also like disappointed that after 4 weeks of playing really consistently, we didn't qualify for grand finals. I just think it was because we got tilted after like the first two games of being unlucky, and then we just played bad. But I'm just gonna try to learn from that and be better next time. And overall, the tournament, I mean, I think it was a kind of rush tournament from Epic Games because they tweeted like a week before they announced it that they're gonna wait on competitive tournaments and improve the servers, and then all of a sudden they just announced that. The prize pool is lower than what we're used to, and the servers weren't really good enough, I think, for a tournament. So I hope they improve that for the next ones.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of confused when they released that statement talking about how they're going to hold off on tournaments. Everyone seemed to be okay with that. And then a few days later, it's boom, here's Duo FNCS, and nothing is better. So hopefully that's what this next break is going to come up to. That they're able to fix some things. Maybe they got some data from these tournaments, but you talked somewhat about how you guys improved from the beginning to the end, and even though you didn't make grand finals, you guys still played pretty damn well considering the number of people that compete on a given week, and you guys being one of the top 200 teams at the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm.
congratulations on that. But what do you think made it so effective between yourself and Flick?
I think one of the reasons is that we both are like doing this full time right now. He's taking a break from school. I'm taking a break from college, and we both are really motivated to do good. So we had a lot of times. We had a lot of time on our hands, and then I think we always try to tell each other what they could improve on. Like if we see mistakes on, if I see Flick doing a mistake, I tell him. If he sees me doing mistakes, he tells me, and then we both try to accept the criticism and improve on it together. And then we also worked with a coach, or like two different coaches, and did some review sessions with them, and also watched like other good teams together and learned from that. So yeah, I think we had a lot of time on our hands, and we made sure that we learn from every mistake we make.
Wow, that's incredibly respectable. The fact that you guys were able to continuously give feedback and look at it as positive criticism. Hopefully, it was positive criticism this whole time. Not many people your age or even older can do that on a consistent basis. So
Yeah, it wasn't that easy. Like obviously sometimes it turns into arguments and back and forth like you did this wrong. Um like sometimes it's hard to do it consistently, and accepting criticism from other people is not always easy.
mm,
But I think in the long run it's important, and for mostly it worked, and we accepted our mistakes. And that's I think why we improved a lot.
nice, nice. To anyone listening to this, that if you don't take away anything else, that is huge. Whether it be in Fortnite or any other part of life, to be able to take criticism well and to give it in a certain way where people don't take offense to it. So
Yeah,
good life skill.
exactly. It goes both ways.
Um, but moving forward, what are you hoping for next out of Comp Fortnite? Whether it be a tournament, whether it be changes to the game, uh, what do you want?
Yeah, so I really hope that they improve the servers. I think the new engine they implemented kind of made it worse, and I hope they fix those mistakes. And I think a super important thing is that we just need more communication from them. There's like no communication at all. We need to know. We need a roadmap, a competitive roadmap to see what the future holds, what tournaments are in the future, what we can prepare for, what game modes it's gonna be. Um, and I think that's the most important thing, because we always get like left in the dark after a tournament, and then suddenly like 1 week before they announce it, and then we have like a week to prepare. I just think we need more time, better communication from the devs, and that they listen more to us as well. I think they don't care as much about the competitive community than they care about like casuals, because they bring the most money. So I hope they care more about the competitive side and talk more with us.
Okay, I think for a long time people have been hoping for that kind of communication. I believe it
Yeah.
was I want to say trios where they were doing every Friday. There was like a competitive blog post. Maybe that was during World Cup. Essentially, just covering the tournaments that went on this weekend. In my opinion, that'd be a great way to hop back into this and give the comp players and community what they're looking for. If
Yeah, exactly.
and if you had to choose a game mode, is there any specific game mode that you would prefer?
Yeah, I would love a solo FNCS next, just because that's the only game mode we haven't had in FNCS yet, and everybody can prove themselves as a solo player, and be like not be dependent on anyone else for practice, or if you do good, it's because of you. If you make mistakes, it's because of you. I think it's easier to focus on improving when you're solo. So I would really hope for that. Um, and I also hope the prize pool is larger than in this duo FNCS, just so it's easier to do this full time. Just like the trios prize pool or World Cup prize pool was absolutely insane. So I hope we get something like that.
All right, fair enough. And do you think solos would work in this meta? You've obviously had some success, but is there anything in this meta that you think would be an issue?
Yeah, I mean, I think mythic items are annoying in solos, but I thought about it, and like if you would compare trios to solos, in trios you can get triple heavy sniped, in solos it's only one heavy snipe. In trios you can get mini gunned by three people at the same time, in solos there's only one person. So I don't know. I think the meta might be better for solos right now than big team game modes.
All right, cool. And are you still on Wave? I know you joined about a month ago, right?
Yeah, I'm still on Wave, and I'll be here for a while, for another 5 months at least.
Oh, cool. That's good to hear. How's that gone for you?
I love the support they give me. I love being on an org like that. They support all of their players. If there's anything we need, they give it to us. And obviously, having a bit of financial stability, that's not dependent from tournaments that Epic Games provides is awesome. And yeah, I'm excited to see what the future brings.
Awesome. It's good to hear. You hear horror stories about orgs all the time, so
Yeah,
good to hear that Wave's doing some good things and supporting you guys whenever they can.
yeah, definitely.
But let's hop out of or hop into, I guess, less serious kind of few questions here. What's just been your favorite gaming experience you've had so far, whether it be in Fortnite, PUBG, or even before that?
Okay, that's a hard question. I remember during World Cup, they casted every event online, and they took like they took like some games and casted over them every time.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I got casted over by the original Fortnite broadcast, just I don't know, that was just an awesome feeling, having like hearing yourself getting casted over and seeing like the reactions is just super awesome. So that was definitely one of my favorite moments. Um, and then I'd say probably playing at the DreamHack Fortnite lands, the one in Sweden and the one in Anaheim, were just an awesome experience. You surround yourself with all these people that you've known online but never in person, and everybody has like the same ambitions and goals and the same hobby. It's awesome to be at those lands, and then it's a whole different experience than playing at your computer at home. So I really enjoyed those, and I'll never forget those.
All right, cool. Just another quick question here. Do you have a favorite player, streamer, gamer that you like to watch and follow when you're not grinding yourself?
I have a couple of people that I look up to and that I watch a lot. I really enjoy Benji's videos. I watch Mr. Savage a lot, and from NA. I really like to watch High Sky because he's a really good in-game leader. And I'd say yeah, those are like my top three people that I watch when I'm not playing myself.
All right, all three of those are some of the top players in the game, so you can't go wrong there.
Yeah, exactly.
And outside of Fortnite, what do you do for fun or to relax when you're not sitting at your PC?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, like most days I'm just at my PC, but when I take a little break, it's going out with friends, just chilling with people I've known for a while. Um, or I just like watch movies, go to watch movies with friends. Other than that, though, my main focus right now is just playing Fortnite.
All right. And last question here for you. What's next for you? What do you plan for in the future?
Yeah, so I still have like another 6 or 7 months that I'm gonna be focusing on Fortnite and streaming and YouTube. Um, and then depending on how these months go, I'll see if I start college again after those months or if I try to keep focusing on Fortnite. So for now, I just want to put my all into the game and make sure I can perform really well so that I can do this for as long as possible because this is what I love doing. And then, if not, then it still was a great time and I'll just continue doing like studying business.
Awesome, awesome. I love your mentality when it comes to gaming, and at least I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but you seem to be very positive about your experience, and you're a grinder who plays consistently. So good for you, man. Definitely going to be rooting for you. And just to wrap this up, tell people where they can find you, and give yourself a little shout out here.
Yeah, first of all, I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, so on YouTube, it's just FrayFN, FN for Fortnite. On Twitch, it's FrayFN. On Twitter, it's FrayFN. And then I have Instagram, that's FrayFNX. And yeah, that's all.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate it, helping get some insight, giving your fans and the community some little peek behind the screen as to who you are and what drives you. So thanks again for joining me, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate the interview, and I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Cool.